Hey guys, it's Meal Before Me, and I'm back with another snack review. This time we're checking out Haagen Dazs Cultured Cream. Now, I love Haagen Dazs ice cream, who doesn't? So when I saw an ad for their cultured cream, being pretty cultured myself, I was curious. And the first question I had was, what is cultured cream? Because if it were yogurt, they'd call it yogurt, yet it's labeled as yogurt style. By definition, cultured cream is cream fermented with bacterial cultures. So sour cream and creme fraiche are both types of cultured cream. But yogurt comes from cultured milk. So according to Haagen Dazs, their cultured cream is fermented in a process that takes 5 times longer than standard yogurt, and the goal was to make something with the smoothness of ice cream without the sourness associated with yogurt. They come in 4-ounce containers, cost $2, and there are currently 6 flavors: strawberry, vanilla bean, coffee, lemon, blueberry, and black cherry. Now, if you've never watched my snack reviews, they're not like my in-depth reviews where I show my taste test in real time. It's just my thoughts over the footage to keep it brief. Also, the website doesn't include the ingredient list for each flavor at the time of this recording, and it displays the same nutritional label for all of them, which is not right. So I'll add the labels on screen, though they may be a bit harder to read where they curve, and I'm going to use a black spoon for contrast. To the table! Starting with vanilla, without exaggeration, it tasted like melted ice cream, both in flavor and texture. The taste is that classic Haagen Dazs vanilla bean we all know and love, especially on a slice of warm apple pie, but the texture ain't it, okay? I wanted something thick and creamy, not runny and almost foamy, but not quite. So unless it was a bad batch and it's supposed to be thicker, they need to tweak that formula. Next was strawberry, and you can see some separation there, but immediately it was much thicker than the vanilla. The strawberry pieces were a nice size, and they weren't sour, which I liked, and the cream itself had a mild, fresh strawberry flavor. Nothing artificial or overpowering. The texture was very smooth and creamy in the mouth. Even if it looks clumpy here, it wasn't. The blueberry was also nice and thick once I stirred it up, but it had a strong smell that I worried meant it was going to taste really artificial. Thankfully, it didn't. I'm not a fan of blueberries necessarily outside of muffins, but I really like the taste of this. There was something really refreshing about it, especially with like the larger blueberry pieces. And again, the cream itself was very smooth. The black cherry was very separated, and the separation was more watery than the others, which I was worried about, but it was completely fine once I mixed it, though the mixing was a chore since I had to keep it from splashing because of how watery it was. It did have cherry pieces in it, but they were much smaller than the blueberry pieces, which, I don't know, I think it was good in my case since I don't like cherries that much. The flavor was the issue. It leaned a bit medicinal for me, and I like black cherry, but it's a flavor layered in a way that's easy to slip into nasty territory, which this kind of did. In retrospect, I think I'm glad that the next one I chose was lemon, because it ended up being a sort of palate cleanser, I guess, to get rid of that black cherry taste. And while the cream wasn't as thick as the ones with fruit, it was still thicker than the vanilla. So again, the vanilla is just an outlier, but I really like this lemon one. I love key lime pie and lemon meringue, but the sourness of this was more toned down, which I think made it better. It again had that creamy smoothness of the others, and I don't know, so far, like I said, the only one that didn't have that rich creaminess on the tongue was the vanilla bean. And finally, the coffee, which was hard to open, but the least separated of the bunch. It was fine if you like coffee flavored things. I don't. I only like how coffee smells, and even that wasn't the case here. This had that typical coffee flavored yogurt smell that I don't like. But credit to Haagen Dazs, my favorite ice cream is Irish cream brownie. I could eat that all day, and it has 3 things I despise: coffee, fudge brownies, and whiskey. And to be fair to whiskey, I don't like alcohol, period. So never let the fact that you don't like something steer you away from trying something new. You may love it in a different context. I absolutely hate coffee in this, but in the Irish cream brownie, oh my. So my final thoughts on Haagen Dazs Cultured Cream is that I actually really like it and would buy it again. They all had a very natural, clean flavor, except for the black cherry, which I credit to the simpler ingredients. I prefer cane sugar over any other sweetener, and in fact, in most cases, if it has any other sweetener in it, I probably won't buy it. So I'm happy to see that on the label, but I don't eat a lot of sugar, so one of these is a lot for me, with them ranging from 16 to 20 grams. They also might veer into too sweet territory for some people, but for me, they were just right. I think the creme fraiche base mellowed it out. Overall, I'm just pleasantly surprised by these because I've always hated yogurt, so I almost never eat it. I can tolerate it if it has enough toppings to distract from the yogurt itself, like with Chobani Flip. I really like the key lime crumble, peanut butter cup, red velvet cupcake, and chocolate haze craze. I think those are my favorites from that brand, and the yogurt base for those is okay, though definitely the crumbles are what, put it over the top. The only yogurt I actually like, and without anything in it, is the Vanilla Wee by Yoplait. So I do buy that from time to time, and even liking it, it's still yogurt, so I'd rather eat anything else in most cases. So the fact that I actually want to buy more of the cultured creams rather than settling for it one day as an alternative to eating something worse, which is basically the only reason I ever eat yogurt, means that, in my humble opinion, they accomplished what they set out to do. They made something like yogurt that doesn't have that tangy yogurtness a lot of people, including me, cannot stand. And the only thing I hate more than yogurt is yogurt with fruit in it, yet in a surprise twist, my favorite cultured creams were blueberry, strawberry, and lemon. Anyway, let me know if you've tried the cultured cream and what your favorite flavor is. Also, let me know if it's easy for you to find, because I meant to do this review last year when I first saw the ad, but I was never able to find all of the flavors at once. Since this is my first review of 2024, Happy New Year to everyone leaving such lovely feedback on my videos. I really do appreciate it, and I look forward to bringing you more. Thanks so much for watching MBM, and I'll see you snackies when I'm backy.